Okay, we're ready to go. And I know the biggest thing for me, what I've learned over the past 8 years of being an entrepreneur, is asking for help to move you forward. And it's a huge thing. And really the link that I always make to ask for help to move you forward with motorcycling is, let me just get into this roundabout here and not get killed. So we're going to head to St. Espidi. Let's say straight is Route 125. So what do we mean by asking for help to move you forward? And so this is not asking for help when it's easy to ask for help. In fact, where I'm coming from is that a lot of times as entrepreneurs and as leaders, we actually get stuck where we have this perspective that we can't ask for help. A lot of times we feel that we need to be the person in charge. We need to be the leader. We need to show everyone that we know how to do everything. So our ego gets in the way. When our ego gets in the way, then we don't ask for help. And a lot of times we justify it by being, it's going to take too long to tell someone how to do it. I might as well just do it myself. A lot of times though, we have to be able to let go. The link to motorcycling is, there are times when you end up dropping your bike, and it could be a silly thing. It's like getting up to a traffic light. It could happen up here right in front of this church, where pull up to that light, you put your feet down, and without realizing it, there's a big divot in the highway there, in the road, and the bike goes down. You lose your footing, bike goes down. So what happens, let's say, what could happen, for example, I come up to this light, put my foot down, and it slips out. Boom, the bike can go down. Now, when the bike goes down, our immediate reaction is we hop off the bike and then you yank on the handlebars to pull that thing up, because it is the most embarrassing thing for a motorcycle rider for them to drop their bike at a light. Now, 9 times out of 10, when we do that, like these bikes weigh like over 800 pounds. And if I hop off the bike and immediately yank it up, there's a couple things that's going to happen. Either I'm going to wreck the bike, I might, bend one of these handlebars, or I'm going to wreck my back. So what do we need to do? We need to actually ask for help. But it's the hardest thing because your ego is in the way. Like, you're feeling like I look like an idiot. I got to get this bike up before anyone sees anything. And that's what you do. You hop off, yank it up, boom, put your back out. Now, it is much more prevalent when you're doing adventure riding with these adventure bikes, because a lot of times you're on like a gravel road, you might be doing a little bit off-road stuff, and boom, your bike goes down. And those are heavy bikes, and they're very the center of gravity is very high on those. More so there, you need to make sure you ask for help, and that's how you move forward. Now, I know for myself, this is something that, I get stuck in this all the time. I get into moments where I just feel like I need to be the one to do this. If I ask for help, then I won't be seen as that all-knowing leader or that all-knowing entrepreneur where I know how to do something. So what ends up happening? Well, what ends up happening is that I usually take on too much stuff. I have too much work to do, too many, close deadlines, stress skyrockets. I don't sleep very well. And yet the people that are around me that would love to help. Like whenever I do a class and we talk about asking for help when we're, from a perspective of being a leader, I go, give me a show of hands. How many people here are willing to help their colleague when they ask for help? Or if their boss asks them for help, or if another entrepreneur, another company owner asks for them help, how willing are you willing? Do you want to help? Scale of 1 to 10 and boom, hands shoot up. It's usually a 9 or a 10 out of 10 that they're willing to help. But then when we turn that around and we say, when we're in that moment of when something is so critical, so important, and we believe it is the most important thing that's in front of us, how willing are we to reach out for help in that moment? It's much less. Some of us are good at it. Some of us are good at it, and that whenever they do, they're always looking for an opportunity to get some help. They do. They ask for that help. A lot of us get stuck. What you need to let go of, though, is you need to let go of that control. That control of what you have in mind, of your vision of what you want. You believe it should be done a certain way. And when you ask for help, there's a bit of vulnerability because you need to let go of that. You have to let go of that control.